Hey y'all, it's Sunday morning. It's February 19th and it is gorgeous out here. The sun's shining, although it is 47 degrees, so that's kind of chilly, a little chilly, but it's going to get up to 62 today and it's going to be gorgeous. I'm Rachel. I garden for butterflies and for myself on the Alabama Gulf Coast in Zone 9A. And I've just been waiting, just chomping at the bit, waiting for spring to hit. And hopefully in 2 more weeks it will be official. Because this past weekend it got cold. I pulled a couple of pots in. Thank God it didn't get down to freezing. It just got down to 36, but the wind was kind of vicious. But I'm going to show y'all what I've been doing. This week I did cut down the lemon tree, and so it seems very bare over there. And I'll show you kind of before and after that. It was dead, totally dead. So that makes it very strange because now I can see the potting shed from right here. There's nothing, keeping that from being seen. Just kind of the pots over there. It's looking sort of tacky, but I drug some more things over here to see what it would look like if I have kind of like a double border. But I won't be able to make this be exact on either side. One of the reasons why is because I'm going to have taller things on this side right here because I want it to block more of the garage, and then I won't have as many tall things on this side because I want to be able to see everything from the window going across like that. So I've just taken a few things and just kind of lined it up right here. These things are making me very happy though. Oh, I wanted to show y'all this because I was mistaken last week about this plant. I thought it was phlox, and it is not. These flowers are kind of a pale blue, and they did not flower last year. This is some sort of native plant that I got from my friend Carol, and I don't remember what it is, but it didn't do well last year. It was pathetic and gross, and I cut it down to the base in this pot, and then I let these coral nymph salvia grow up in it. I'm gonna have so many coral nymph salvia, and I am thrilled with that because they are just, let's see, there's so many of them here. I can't even count them all. I potted this one up in this pot yesterday. It was just one that I think I had dug up out of the yard. But don't you love, let's just get down low so you can see it. Don't you love just the airiness of it and the color? And I love the pink with the blue, with the, I'm gonna get a lot more grasses, but don't you just love this? I think that's called, is it spider lily? Anyway, I've got a bunch of those and I need to pot them up. But I love all the colors and the textures, and I am loving this double border type thing here. It's gonna be fun. Right now it just looks like 2 lines of pots and somewhat ridiculous, but once I get my other pots in here and start to spread it out and things get bigger and grow bushier and you can't see that they are in pots. Oh yeah, but look at this gentle Hermione. Isn't she just so lovely? And I can see this from the guest bedroom window. So gorgeous. This is kind of my view from the guest bedroom window. And you can kind of tell like why I had to cut down the lemon tree, even though the birds really like to perch in it. Perch in it. It was dead, and it was right here. It was just this big, gross, dead thing that was just looking sad and scary. So I think I'm going to plant something else there. I was saying pomegranate, but now I've got this other citrus tree that I might put in there. This is the citrus tree that I may put in its place. This is that Cara Cara orange, and I've had it in this pot since last year. So that might do. And look, it's just covered in blooms. I cannot wait until these open because if you have never smelled citrus blossoms, you've got to do it. They are just so incredible. Oh, while I'm over here, I wanted to show y'all, look. Look at that. Isn't that sweet? It is And I'm so surprised that it's got a flower on it. A black-eyed Susan, and it's already flowering. And this thing, I never did anything special to it. So it doesn't mind being frozen to death. So I'm very thankful that it's a very resilient plant. Another thing that I'm thinking about as far as this goes is, you know, here is going to be the view from the bench once I get one right here. And I'm going to be looking through the rose arbor in this direction. And I don't want to see the garbage can and the wheelbarrow and just all that gross stuff in the trailer, and just some things that got to change, because that just looks icky from this direction. The bog garden is looking boggier than usual, because now that little thing is pumping out water all the time, and that's the way it used to be. So I don't know how that occurs. I don't know what has happened that would make that water be like that, but this is how it usually is, and I hope that it will encourage everything to grow. And there's the pitcher plant right there. I hope it won't be too wet. There's no telling. We'll just have to keep an eye on it. Look how well the Queen of Sweden and Gertrude Jekyll roses are growing. They just want to live so much. It's so shocking that they came not too long ago and they were just little bare sticks, and now already they've got so much growth on them. All those salvia cuttings that I took, and Salvia leucantha, and then the Mystic Spires or indigo, I'm not sure which one. Anyway, they are growing out of control, and I don't have enough pots, so I've been doing a new thing. It's kind of tacky. See these buckets? I've been getting them from Publix, from the bakery. They use tons of buckets there, and they just throw them away. They don't have any use for them after they empty their contents. So they've been saving them for me, which is so precious. And I've been putting my salvia in them, and I put them in the here because that wind was so bad it was rocking them. But look how big they are now. Is that not amazing? That they were cuttings and now they're already flowering. Some of them I had to pop the top off because it flopped over, but I needed bigger containers, and I couldn't go out and buy more, and I was being kind of cheap and thrifty. So thankfully these buckets are really filling the bill right now. And I'm so excited about this carrot plant, because this looks like it is about to flower. That's looking very, very promising right there. So there's one doing that, and the rest of them are still just being happy carrot plants. There was one over here that looked like it was about to do that too. And I'm just so thrilled. Oh, wanted to show y'all this. This is about to flower also. Look, in fact, there is a flower right there. This is that bubblegum super tunia that I had to cut down to nothing, and now it's growing back. So that's must be a tender kind of perennial down here. Is that not wild? It looks like my zinnia seedlings are really struggling for the sun, so I should probably take them outside and let them be out in the full sun now. And then I've got some other things that I have seeded, but they haven't come up yet. But that purple millet, Casey Lawrence, she grows it, and it's just super cool. And look, it is actually coming up. I've wanted that for a really long time, so I'm really thrilled that hopefully I'll get to have some. I got some sedum and threw them in some pots because I wanted to see if maybe I could grow them. And I poked little holes in the dirt and stuck them in. That was probably the wrong thing. I probably should have just laid it on top of the dirt. But we'll see what happens with these. The kale is being surprising because that one in the little pot is the best one. And you know what? I think I may have planted two different types of kale, because that is, even though it's small, it doesn't look like the other ones, and this one doesn't either. So I know I did have two kinds of kale. Those might be two different kinds, but this is definitely the same as that. is just bigger and better. Just, don't you love kale? I mean, I love this color. It's so beautiful, those two colors together, lovely. And this Dutchman's pipe vine actually is going to live. I need to put it in a special pot. I want pipe vine swallowtail butterflies so bad. They are so gorgeous. That they're my, well, they're just my goal butterfly. I just don't think the camera does this color justice. But this view right here is making me so happy from across the yard. I mean, it's just, I'm loving these colors all together. Don't you? Just the colors and the texture, the blues and the pinks and the pale greens and the silveriness of the Dusty Miller. Oh, all of it is making me so happy. This is my happy spot right here. Yeah. This is my happy spot. I didn't realize how much I was going to enjoy this stuff right here in the garden. Don't you love the variegated colors and shape and texture? That I was going to add grasses because I really wanted some movement in the garden. I have so many of these in the potting shed, and I would love to just dot those around everywhere because it just, doesn't that add something? This is probably what I'll be doing when I'm not watering the plants, just creeping around, just down here on my haunches, looking at the plants from down low, because I do just enjoy that. I want to see everything all at one time. I don't want anything to be blocked by anything. I don't want any little secret turns and twists. I just want to see every plant all the time. Don't want to forget about this camellia. I really love it. It's kind of hard to get one of it flowering all together because it just does it so kind of sparsely. I love this view of it with like the Spanish moss hanging down in front of it. I just think that's so pretty. Here it is from the other side. I love the blooms. They just seem to be glowing from the inside out. So gorgeous. And I love the glossy green leaves. I did plant another camellia last year. It was just a little piddly thing. I got it for like $10, and it hasn't seemed to want to live like these do. Well, in fact, it's not its fault. Here it is right here. I think it's been chewed on. I think deer have come and nibbled on it. So it's not its fault. Look at that. I mean, it has been chewed down to nothing. Even so, it looks like it may have a bloom on it, but that's, you know, that's what happens. You got to keep things, you know, I don't know what they did. Maybe they put some kind of fence around theirs. You got to protect stuff. The lemon tree is definitely dead. You can tell. I mean, look at these other citrus trees. They've got all kinds of green on them, and it just looks like a big dead thing in the garden. So it's got to go. I'm afraid the blue jays are going to be very disappointed that I'm cutting down the lemon tree. You can hear them already protesting. But look at this. My husband bought me this really cool chainsaw. It's small enough that I can hold it with one hand. And I'm using that to cut it down. The lemon tree is gone. It took me about an hour to cut it down and move it, but the lemon tree is gone, and now the rose arbor looks like it's sitting out in the middle of nowhere. So I'm gonna have to, I know I want to plant a pomegranate tree there, but I know it won't grow very fast, so I'm gonna have to put some sort of shrubs around there to keep it from looking like it's just standing out all by itself, looking strange. Something else I'm doing, I have been asking the people at Publix at the bakery to save me these buckets. They're food safe, and they are so kind to do it. They use a lot of buckets in the bakery. So I'm going to drill some holes in the bottom of these buckets and use them to put some of my cuttings in. I don't know if I can do this one-handed or not. We'll see, but here's the little drill bit. Isn't that cool? As far as it gets, it makes a hole as big as you want it. You just go as far as you feel like going. So, I think 5 holes will be enough for the drainage. Over here, I potted up my salvia cuttings into bigger pots because they're just going to get huge. So I got buckets from the bakery at Publix. They are just so precious, and I'm just going to let them grow in here temporarily because they're going to need even bigger pots than this. But you know, right now, this is how they're going to live.
Look, it's still alive and it's flowering. Oh.
All right, after church, this is where I'm going to be. I'm going to be sitting here with my plants, sniffing them and watching the bees buzz around them and just enjoying them. And yeah, I just want to sit here and be still and watch and listen, because that's just as important as all the work that you do in your garden, is actually sitting out there and or sitting out here and just appreciating everything for what it is. Well, I hope y'all have a great week, and God bless y'all. And I can't wait to find out what y'all are doing in your gardens, what you're planting and what you're planning, and what's coming up. It is so exciting. There are so many thrills and joys to be had outside in God's beauty. God bless y'all. Have a great week. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.